betrayed, families brokenhearted, oversight botched, all involving special needs students who were physically abused by a teaching assistant.
And Darcy Spears now investigates a series of failures that left vulnerable children right in an environment of ongoing abuse.
The sounds of silence accompany a studious atmosphere for Javis and his family, but at school, the silence of staff members masked something sinister for the 8-year-old special needs student.
My teacher, she'd be getting mad at us, and then she'll try to smack us.
Javis mumbles and talks into his fist as he recounts the pain he endured in 3rd grade at the hands of the woman he knew as Ms. Joy, a special programs teaching assistant who'd worked at his school for 3 years.
When she beat us at lunch, she pushed me down to the floor.
Hard to believe, but in August, LaJoy Schwenke pleaded guilty to hurting Javis and 2 other special needs students in his class at Helen Her Elementary.
First of all, I feel like I didn't protect my grandson in enough time. I was let down. And I don't want him to feel that he can't trust the school or the people there.
On December 6, 2017, school police discovered a pattern of ongoing verbal and physical abuse by LaJoy Schwenke. Officers interviewed 5 Helen Her staff members who'd witnessed the abuse over several months.
Oh yes, it was covered up. I mean, the report says it all.
On various days from October through December, the police report says Schwenke was cussing and screaming at the students in her special needs class. On one day, she threw Javis to the ground and dragged him across the blacktop. On another, she threw her school work keys at Javis as he was entering the classroom and said she wished she had hit him and would have if she had been faster. She reportedly threatened all her students that if they came up on her, they would receive an elbow in the face, and she told another staff member not to leave the students with her because she will choke them out.
No one had said or done anything.
Not until the day police were finally called, when Schwenke hit Javis over the head with a book and later grabbed him, causing him to fall to the ground and hit his head on a wet floor sign in the cafeteria. School surveillance cameras captured the incident, and though the district refused to release the video to us,
You know, it was a cafeteria full of people. It was no way that it could be hid anymore.
that morning when Schwenke went to work, she's quoted by others as saying, "Today looks like a good day to lose my job,"
And she went and harmed not 1, 2, 3 students.
including Rosalind Smith's son.
I'm hurting inside because I'm like, why didn't you tell me that these things were happening?
Like Javis, her son kept silent too about the teaching assistant's abuse.
She made him feel as though he was doing something wrong. She basically put fear in my child as well.
The parents we spoke to believe school staff here at Helen Her Elementary had numerous opportunities to protect their children, but failed to act. I had to call the principal repeatedly, and when we finally did speak, he declined to make any comment at all.
Well, I mean, I think, the buck's got to stop at the school.
Attorney Neil Hyman is working with 2 of the families.
I think the school's got to learn from this, and I think the only way a school learns from this is by incidents like this where people speak up.
LaJoy Schwenke pulled Rosalind's son by the ear, put her hand on his face, and pushed him. She also pushed a 3rd student, causing him to fall and or hit his head on a concrete pole. Schwenke did not return our multiple calls for comment. Police say she initially denied the allegations, then began to cry, admitting some personal issues had been taking a toll on her, and she could feel herself getting more frustrated and needing a break.
And, I have to actually give some kudos to the school police because they do a very thorough investigation and apparently took this matter very seriously.
School police recommended charges of child abuse, saying a person responsible for the safety and welfare of children caused them to suffer unjustifiable pain or mental suffering. Although the DA filed 8 misdemeanor charges of battery and assault, Schwenke cut a deal, pleading guilty to 3 battery charges, 1 for each student. She got no jail time, a 90-day suspended sentence, some community service, anger management counseling, and no contact with minor children.
Basically, it made me lose all respect for the judicial system.
And now both families
I'm broken inside by it.
must rebuild their trust in the school system.
He has to go to school, but I keep a close eye now that this didn't take place.
No one from the school district would go on camera for this story, saying they're unable to discuss personnel matters. LaJoy Schwenke is no longer a CCSD employee. She resigned in May while her criminal case was pending. Since teacher assistants are not licensed educators in Nevada, the state cannot take any action, but the state is developing a corrective action plan for Helen Her Elementary after the school failed to report the incidents to the state special education department, which they're required to do by law. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.